So today's topic will be how to build a compliance-ready blockchain that is NEO. And I will talk about the history, the today, and the future of NEO. So any one of you heard of the cryptocurrency NEO? Is there any? Oh, good. So I don't need to introduce NEO. Here is a picture. This one is shot I think in 2014. That's the first time, about the time Vitalik come up with the idea that he want to build a platform for smart contract. And he visited China for fundraising. And at that time, we are doing a community group. It's called BAC, Bit Angels Club. And we organized those meetups and helped Vitalik to introduce Ethereum to the Chinese community. So that guy in the middle is in black shirt is Vitalik, and the other guy beside him is me in white shirt. Okay, so these are the early days of NEO. We did 3 rounds of fundraising, respectively in 3 years. We announced our project in 2014, and we raised about $90,000 US. That's a very small amount of money comparing today's ICO, but all these seed investors get very good return. They are rewarded with 10% of all the NEO tokens, and it worth about, I think it's about $500 million US today. And then we did our second ICO, and we raised $700,000 US. Even if we raised some money, but we didn't rent a very fancy office. This is our first office. There are only 4 people there, and we have been stayed there for like 2 years. And then we did our second ICO and raised a little less than $4 million US. So in total, we raised about $4.5 million US to support the project. But if you ask me today how many money we raised, I would say 0. But why the answer is 0, I will discuss that later on. Then we started to do the hard work, to do the coding. In 2015, May 2015, we started to write the first line of code of NEO. Back to that time, it's not called NEO, it's called N-shares. And there are many original details, technical details with NEO. Like we are the first one used a BFT-style consensus. BFT stands for Byzantine Fault Tolerant, and we're the first in the world to do that. And we're also the first in the world to have a dual token system. We separate governance token or stake token from utility token. So there are 2 tokens, the NEO token, which is used to vote, to govern, to administrate the network. Also the gas token, which is used as a utility to pay for transaction fees, to pay for deploying a smart contract. And then we have a completely different smart contract system. Back to that time, the only working smart contract system is Ethereum. And you have to learn certain new language to do smart contract on top of Ethereum. Usually you learn Solidity, and there are other languages, but they are not those matured languages. So we decided to do our own virtual machine. It's called NEO VM. And we started to do our own compiler so we can support those mature languages, including C# or any language that is supported by .NET, and Java, Python, JavaScript, and many others. So the difference is you can use what you are familiar with to write smart contract with NEO. And also we have an interoperability protocol called NEOX. It makes different blockchains can talk to each other. So there are many original technical features with NEO. And then we have been pretty quiet during 2015 to 2016, and the whole market, the whole cryptocurrency market, the whole blockchain market is relatively quiet. But then in 2017, everything is quite crazy, and we happened to decide to do a rebranding. Before we got the name NEO, we are called Ant Shares. We actually got the Chinese name first. It's called Xiaoyi, or little ant, literally. But there are other brands that have similar names, like Xiaoyi Action Camera, which is a Chinese action camera, is competing with GoPro. And also, I've been asked a lot of times, what's the relationship between Ant Shares and Ant Financial, the biggest internet financial company in China. So we decided to have a new name, and I just picked the name NEO because everything is NEO. The consensus mechanism is NEO, the economic model is NEO, so we decided we go with NEO. And the rebranding is quite successful. We caught attention from those Western cryptocurrency community, especially those developers. They checked our website, they checked our white paper, they checked the GitHub. They found that we have been secretly developing a lot of technology for 2 years. And then we saw the chart. The price of NEO just surged hundreds of times during 2017. And this is January, 3 months ago, and it's our NEO's first developers conference. There are about 800 developers attended our first ever DevCon. And interestingly, it's located in San Francisco, and it's only 100 meters away. It's an Intercontinental Hotel. So three months ago, I'm here, but talking to a lot of developers. I just said we raised about 4.5 million US dollars. It's not bad. But comparing today's ICO, it's small money. But I also said we raised technically zero. So why that? This is because we announced a give back plan in November last year. We decided that we can reward all the sponsors from ICO 1, from ICO 2, to give back all the money, all the money they invested in without any obligation from their side. So people joined ICO 1 and ICO 2 can apply on our website and get their money back without giving back their NEO token. And we had finished that this month. So about 40 to 50% of all the money had been sent out. And the other half, I guess whether they forget it, whether they don't care about it, whether they lost the private key. But anyway, this money, we won't keep this money. We will donate this money to a charity that will fund research on cryptocurrencies, cryptographies, consensus mechanisms. So technically, we either give back all the funding or we donate the rest part of it. I believe NEO is the first one in the world did this kind of give back plan. I've talked about the history. But what is NEO anyway? You can tell from the logo. It says NEO Smart Economy. But what is smart economy? So our vision is we believe in the future, every economic activity can be digitized. Everything can be digitized. It's either including currencies, including assets. It could be your title, your apartment. It could be a share. It could be anything, any asset. And identities. Identities applies to individuals, to business, and even to IoT or other devices. So in a digitized economy, we can use programming language to manipulate, to administrate those digitized items. So we can call it a programmable economy. So a programmable economy is very transparent and is very objective. You can do that with smart contract. And then we can enter into an era that the economy, the trading, the transactions are trustless. I believe today we are paying a very high price for trust. When we do business, we pay lawyers, we pay auditors, we pay accountants, we even pay policemen, we even pay army to make sure commercial contracts, to make sure international agreements are executed correctly. But with blockchain technology, with NEO, we believe in the future the cost to build trust will be minimized, and we will see a lot of new business model. We will see a lot of international collaboration, a new kind of economics. So this NEO's success, let me call it a success. NEO's success is a very key factor is the support from communities. There is one community that is very important. It's called City of Zion. They are based in, they're originated from Boston area, but they have been expanded to all over the world, including Europe, including other places. Most of the developers there are English-speaking developers. And there are also another Chinese-speaking developers community. It's called NEL. Most of the members are based in China. And we have Red for Sec. It's a security. It starts as a white hat hacker who found a bug in NEO, but informed us, and we decided to work together. They did a full audit, security audit for us, and it's so good to us. They're also contributing codes, core protocol codes to NEO. And also we have a Brazil community called NEO Research. There are several scientists and professors are doing research with NEO. NEO is originally initiated from China, so everything is, documentation is in Chinese. It's a pain that we have to translate everything into different languages. We just can't do that. We don't have the manpower. But the community is very helpful. So nowadays, we have more than 10 different languages, including Korean, Japanese, Spanish, everything. And also, we are quite active on social network. On our Reddit, we have over 80,000 subscribers, and they are very, very active. I believe it's only after Bitcoin and Ethereum. So besides of online activities, we also have offline, real-world activities. This is, every month we have meetups all around the world. Last month, in May, in March, we have an APEC tour. We visited Singapore, Tokyo, Taipei, Melbourne, Sydney, and Seoul. And those meetups or events are not even organized by me or by my team. It's organized by the community. We just somebody from us visits them and give a speech out there. And this month, April, we have Amsterdam, Lisbon, and other many European cities. And the one in Amsterdam will be huge. I was told there will be over 1,000 attendance. So not bad. And it's not organized by me. I just show up, give a speech, and yeah. And these are the decentralized applications that is building on top of NEO. Now we have dozens of those. Currently, by CoinMarketCap, we are ranked at NICE, market cap-wise. And there is another sister project called Ontology. It's ranked 21st. So if we combine these two projects together, we probably will be ranked at 6 or 7. Ranked in top 10 is not bad. but it is not our ultimate goal. So our ultimate goal is to become the #1 blockchain by 2020, in 2 to 3 years. It's a bold goal, but I'm not saying that we are trying to have the highest price, or we are trying to have the biggest market cap. What we are trying to do is we want to be the best, the favorable platform to build the apps on top of it by providing the best performance, by providing a very diversified ecosystem, and also, very importantly, a compliance-ready solutions. So for the next 2 to 3 years, our strategy is two sides. We need to do two things. The first one is called token economics. What is token economics? It's about how to issue your token, how to use token to do fundraising. It's also about how to trade your token. So basically, it's ICO and it's exchanges. But we want to do it differently. Today's ICO is, I would say it's corrupted. People are raising too much money, and so many ICO projects are really meaningless. So we need a better way to do fundraising with token. So we're working on it. And also today's exchange, those centralized exchange, there are so many problems with those centralized exchange. We need a decentralized exchange to make things better. And also we will explore how to do token governance or on-chain governance to incentivize people, those NEO token holders, to administrate the blockchain, the system. And also we want to apply those ideas like liquid democracy, like future key. We want to explore those ideas and try to solve those agency problems. I just said centralized exchange has a lot of problems. Why? Today's centralized exchange, they have like 5 functions. They are the matchmaker. They're the matchmaker. They maintain an order book. They match those orders. That's their main job. But they are also CSD, or Centralized Security Depository. In US, it's called DTCC. Basically, that means your token is kept by the centralized exchange. And also, they are custodian banks. Your money, your fiat money, is also with them in their corporate bank account. It's not in the custodian bank. It's not in the custodian bank. And they are also investment bank. They invest, they help ICO projects to promote, to do fundraising, and to list on their own exchange. And they're also brokers. They try to promote themselves, to recruit users, to acquire users. So it's like putting eggs in one basket. It's not good. And in the mainstream financial market, exchange is not working like that. Every character, every functionality is separated into different entities to minimize the risk. So we need a perfect decentralized exchange. But in the history, those decentralized exchange really sucked. But how do we have a perfect one? So we need 5 ingredients. The first one is we need a blockchain that has a very high transaction per second, or scalability, and we need finality. That means every transaction, when you saw one confirmation, it has to be confirmed. The blockchain cannot be forked. And then you need interoperability. So other blockchains can interact with this blockchain. So tokens in other blockchains can be traded on this blockchain. And then we need a stable coin acting as the other side of the trading pair. And also, eventually, even decentralized exchange need to be compliant. So we need a digital identity solution to be compliant. And NEO has all these features. We have very high transaction per second. Now we can handle 1,000 transactions per second. And we have perfect finality. One confirmation is final confirmation. And we have interoperability protocol. It's called NEO-X. So tokens on other blockchains can be moved into the NEO blockchain and be traded in the decentralized exchange. And also we have stablecoin solutions. And lastly, we can do a digital ID with our sister project. It's called Ontology. We can use it as a KYC MML service. But 1,000 transactions per second is not really enough for us for exchange. So by 2020, our goal is to reach 100,000 transactions per second, and this is without sharding. We are not trying to divide it into different zones and adding all the transactions in different zones together. We are trying to do it in one single zone that will hit 100,000 transactions per second. Okay, the last part is compliance. So why compliance is important. Why we had compliance in our mind at the very first beginning. Because it will eliminate those regulatory uncertainties. We have seen the market crash. We have seen the market up and down when there are like news about policies from different countries. But if one blockchain is compliant, we will eliminate those uncertainties. And then it can reduce frauds, Ponzi schemes, manipulation of market price and other things, even like hacks. And also it will bring mainstream money, financial institutions on board. So all the points comes to one thing, that you will do real business on the blockchain, only if the blockchain can be compliant. But how to do it? What is needed to be compliant ready? So there are three factors. The first is you need a non-anarchism mindset. Some blockchain or some cryptocurrency communities are very extremely liberalism or anarchism. So, but with NEO's blockchain, I think they are more down to earth. They are more regulation friendly. And the second factor is you need a digital identity. You need it to do KYC, to do AML, to mapping the real-world legal relationship onto blockchain. And then you need a technical stack that is compliant ready, that is possible to be compliant. If you are still doing proof of work, it will be extremely difficult to be compliant. But anyway, to be compliant is not the design goal or design philosophy of many blockchains like Bitcoin. They're trying to be censorship resistant, but with NEO, we have a different design philosophy. It's just two different creatures. I just said a technical stack. The technical stack, the most important one is called consensus mechanism. The consensus mechanism we used is called DBFT. And DBFT, basically you use your token, your NEO token, to vote for consensus nodes, and then those consensus nodes reach consensus in a BFT-style consensus. So the advantage of DBFT is it's very fast. It reaches consensus in seconds, and it's final. Once you saw a confirmation, it's confirmed. It will never fork. And then it's infinitely scalable. It can scale to infinite number of nodes, and it's also eco-friendly. You don't need to do mining with DBFT. Also, it has very great operationality. So that means you can upgrade, you can modify those protocols very quickly. So why DBFT can be compliance ready or compliant? So let's imagine we have X number of consensus nodes distributed in different jurisdictions. As long as it's distributed in different jurisdictions, no single jurisdiction can sabotage the network. And also regulations must come from international cooperation. No one government can intervene the blockchain. And also, every regulation will be transparent and auditable. And with NEO, we can do technical support. We can support in marketing, like if you are doing a project, you can go with us to join those meetups. And also, we can invest in your project. And the investment arm is called NEO Global Capital. I just said, the left, we have a give back plan, and the money remain will be donated to a charity foundation. It's called Open Blockchain Foundation. So thank you. This is my sharing. And we are hiring. If you are a developer or you are a promoter, please join us. Thank you.